Niger Republic Junta blocks U.S. envoy from meeting President Bazoum. Wow, this is serious. We understand that U.S. sent um, some of the officials to discuss with the junta in Niger Republic on the possibility of reinstating the democratic government led by Mohamed Bazoum. Okay, now the report coming out is that the junta has actually blocked the U.S. envoy from meeting with Bazoum face to face, and that is a serious one. The same way that the junta even disgraced the envoy, Tinubu's envoy, that went to Niger to discuss with him. He didn't bother to even see them. Okay, Abdulsalam Abubakar team went there and came back without even seeing him face to face, which was another level of humiliation. The guy means business and he wants to manage the country. Enough is enough of democratic corruption. That is his position. Okay, so now let's see the story around this U.S. envoy that was blocked. Niger junta leaders have blocked a senior U.S. official, Victoria Nuland, from meeting the country's elected president, Mohamed Bazoum. Nuland, who is the Under Secretary of State, said Bazoum is under virtual house arrest. Okay, she also described the mutinous officers as unreceptive to U.S. calls to return the country to civilian rule. They were quite firm about how they want to proceed, and it is not in support of the constitution of Niger, Nuland told reporters. She characterized the conversations as extremely frank and at times quite difficult. She spoke after a 2-hour meeting in Niger's capital, Niamey, with some leaders of the military takeover of a country that has been a vital counter-terrorism partner of the United States. In speaking to junta leaders, Nuland said she made absolutely clear the kinds of support that we will legally have to cut off if democracy is not restored. These are sanctions. If the U.S. determines that a democratically elected government has been toppled by unconstitutional means, federal law requires a cutoff of most American assistance, particularly military aid. I'm not going to take on military aid. These guys mean business. Okay? The guys mean business. She said she also stressed U.S. concern for the welfare of President Mohamed Bazoum, who she said was being detained with his wife and son. The meeting was with General Musa Salau Bamu, a U.S.-trained officer, and 3 of the colonels involved in the takeover. The coup's top leader, former presidential candidate Head Abdulrahman Tichani, did not meet with the Americans. He will not. He doesn't want to talk to them. Okay. In other developments, Monday, leaders of West Africa's regional bloc, Ecowas, said they would meet later this week to discuss next step after the junta defied a deadline to reinstate the president. The meeting was scheduled for Thursday in Abuja, the capital of neighboring Nigeria, according to a spokesman for the Ecowas bloc. Not really. So even with the U.S. citizens going to, the U.S. Official going to Niger to meet with the junta, they met with other senior military officials that took part in the takeover. They did not meet the leader of the junta, who is the Tichani, or what's his name, General Tichani. Okay, so it means that this man means business. Apart from not meeting the U.S. envoy, the same junta also blocked the U.S. envoy from seeing the President Bazoum that is currently under house arrest with his wife and his son. So they mean business. They don't want the Western world in their business. That is the truth. Because the Western world is just busy passing out Africa for their own gain. Actually, Africa is their farmland. They are now telling the man or the military group in Niger that if U.S. perceived that a democratic government has been toppled illegally, that they will cut off some aids, including military support. Let them take now. Is that a threat? Okay, it's not a threat. So they've had 2 hours hard discussion, but then they didn't see the man. He just delegated some people to go and meet with her, and after talking with her, then she has to go back. That is it. Okay, and now even the Ecowas led by Nigeria is also trying to re-strategize on the way forward after the junta also defied the 7 days ultimatum that the Ecowas issued them to reinstate the democratic government immediately. They refused all of that. Okay, I think these people, they know what they want, and almost everybody in the Niger Republic is supporting the coup. So it's going to be a very difficult one. They can only enter and do anything if the people inside the country are crying, like it happened in Afghanistan. Okay, that everybody is crying and running. Then that is when you say, okay, we must put force. Now the people are not crying; they are even supporting the military coup. So that is what they want, because it means that democracy is not working, and their colonizers or colonial masters are using democracy to continue to loot their treasuries and loot them their resources as well. Because I found that all these countries, especially between the Europe area, they can't even survive without Africa. Okay, both food, a lot of things are coming from Africa to them. And that is why they can see now African politicians stealing the government money, the country's money, and coming to invest them in the Europe countries, and they don't do anything, they don't say anything. Okay, they will do like they didn't see it, because the money is coming to to grow their nations. Something has to happen in Africa. Something has to happen seriously to be able to break free from the influence of the Western world, and then be who we are for once. That is the truth. Then be who we are for once. We cannot continue like this. We just can't continue like this. There are just a few comments here from a few individuals, and let me see what some people are saying here. Okay, somebody is saying, nice one from the junta. Yes. Another person is saying, who elected him? Okay, somebody said, good idea, very good. They want to kill him as they killed Abacha. Not just Abacha, as what this man, Muammar Gaddafi of Libya, was also killed. Okay, the man knows what he's doing, and he will not give them space. That is the truth. And they have learned also what they're talking. These guys have sat down and analyzed what has been happening in other African countries, how the intervention of US has actually created more harm than good in those countries, especially in places like Libya. Okay, in places like Libya case will never be forgotten. And the way Muammar Gaddafi died after developing Libya to a very high level will also not be forgotten. I mean it. It will not be forgotten. Okay, it will never be forgotten. So this is what is happening here, that the Niger Republic junta did not personally meet with the U.S. envoy that came to Niger. He just delegated some other soldiers to go and meet with her, and secondly also blocked her from seeing the detained president of Niger, which is President Bazoum, with his wife and son. So the man main business. The same way he humiliated the Ecowas envoy that came to discuss. That one, he didn't even bother to see them at all. They went there, they didn't see anybody, and they came back, without succeeding. Now Ecowas is planning to meet later in the week in Abuja on what to do next, after the junta has also violated the 7-day ultimatum given to it to reinstate the democratic government in Niger. The man needs business, and with the support he's getting from Russia and other West African countries, Francophone countries that are under military rule as we speak, it means that it will be a very big war if care is not taken. Even though Netherlands is trying to cut off their direct tie and support with Niger Republic, they still don't bother. They will manage themselves. Let's see how this goes. Okay. everybody is in support of what is happening there, because democracy is not helping us in Africa, and it's a tool that the Western world is also using to continue to control activities and government in Africa.